Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Cupid, and we are about to get into the elephant in the room. What is it? I don't know. But I don't know. I feel like this reading is going to be interesting because I don't have like a specific type of elephant in mind. We're just going to get into what is it for you, your situation, your environment, your group of friends, confidants, family, whatever your situation might be. We're about to get into what is this elephant in the room? What's going on? What's hiding beneath the surface? Everyone can feel it. Everybody can smell it. So what's going on? Okay, this is that type of reading. So I don't know what's going to come up. Trigger warning if I must. I really don't know what's about to come up through this reading, so just brace yourself. If you're here, brace yourselves. You're looking for truth, you're about to get it. So let's go ahead and get into the groups. I'm already ready, so let's get into it. Group 1, we have this silver ankh charm. The silver ankh. Group 1. Group 2 is going to be this selenite chunk. Big old chunky selenite block. Group 2. And group 3 is going to be my magic dice. Alright, group 3 is the magic dice. Okay, so as always, there is going to be a picture inserted so that you can pause the video and meditate on which group you belong to. And all timestamps for each group will be in the description box below. So, catch you at your reading. Hi, Group 1. You have chosen the silver ankh, okay? What is the elephant in the room? What's the elephant in the room, Group 1? We gotta know, we gotta find out, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle these cards, and I will catch you on the other side. Group 1, let's get into it. So, what I'm getting for you now with these readings, now that we're getting into it, I don't know if this is going to be about you or if this is somebody around you. Take the energy, you know your story, but for the sake of this reading, I'm going to say, actually, no. I'm gonna talk about it very detached, or like, I'm not going to assign who it is. I'm going to tell you what's happening. And if it's about you, it's you. If it's about somebody else, it's about somebody else. That's how it's, just, you know your story, okay? So, I'm just going to tell you the cards I have, and I'm going to tell you the story I see. So, we have the Magician, Two of Pentacles, Death. For the message cards, we have Confusion is Manufactured, Truth, just like pain, demands to be heard, Travel light. Bottom of the deck here we have the world will never wait for certainty. Okay. Then, at the bottom of the deck here we have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, we have Five of Pentacles. For your oracle cards we have Entrapment. Bottom of the deck, Apathy. Okay. And then I do have a new oracle deck. It's called the Qian Yin Oracle. This is the deck, the box, okay? It was a gift. And then we pulled this card here. And it's called Daughter of the Phoenix. Ooh. And then bottom of the deck, we have Your Enlightened Heart. This card. Ooh, actually, I'm going to... because they look very similar. Similar images. Similar imagery. So let's get into it, okay? So, first of all, with the Magician here, with the Two of Pentacles, when these came out, I instantly heard, what are you doing? What are you doing? Somebody wants to know what somebody's doing, okay? Somebody is wondering about somebody's priorities. Somebody is interested in how much somebody's making, right? Where somebody's money is going, where somebody's resources is going. Somebody is thinking about, like, we're talking about the elephant in the room. You know what I'm talking about. Somebody is wondering where somebody's money is going. Somebody is wondering about somebody's priorities. People are talking about, and it can be a group of people, small group, large group. It could be a couple people. It could be one person. You know how big the room is. You know who's in that room, okay? But with the Magician here, it has to do with something somebody's building, something somebody's creating. Trying to figure out how are they using their resources and for what, right? What are they using these resources for? I feel like there's somebody doing stuff, right? Putting in work into something. And people are like wondering, like, what are they working on, right? Somebody wants to know what is this person working on? What is their goals, right? Somebody's trying to figure out what this person's goals are. Now, this person on the outside, right? This person is going through some type of hardship, financial hardship. They could just not have a lot of money. Maybe they lost their job. Maybe they lost their home, or they're going to lose their home. There's some type of threat to their stability, or there's some type of hardship in regards to their stability. And so they're basically in this position of trying to rebuild themselves. They're working on something to rebuild themselves, to put themselves in a more stable way. With the Death, this is about somebody going through a transformation. Somebody who is somebody's making changes to change their situation, right? It's like somebody's putting in a lot of work to change their situation, right? Whether that's who they are, how they think, where they are, where they're going. Might even be changing what type of money they make, changing what type of work they do, right? The Death, there's something like a life change. Somebody's going through a life change right now, okay? So I feel like what's the elephant in the room is really about this person's plans, right? The elephant in the room has a lot to do with this person's plans and the amount of effort they're putting in regards to their plans, okay? Interesting. This person could be working a lot because the Magician is here. For some of you, for a very, very few of you, it may look like this person is not working very much at all, depending on the situation. But I will say the truth, though, is that this person is working a lot behind the scenes, whether people are acknowledging it or not. Now, for some of you, this person, from the outside, it's like people, even though this person's working behind the scenes, from the outside, to some, it looks like this person is not working very much at all. Or it might be very confusing to others, you know, how this person is prioritizing, right? So on the outside, people are kind of wondering, like, how is this person making time for all of these things? Or how is this person prioritizing all these things? Or is this person prioritizing correctly? Like, there's a lot of concern about this person's priorities and how much time and energy they're putting into something, because this person is in a position where they have to make changes, right? It's like the hardships that this person is going through are very visible to the people around them, but what's not super visible is the efforts this person is putting in to, or what's not super understandable. So, because in some of the scenarios, people are seeing this person working hard. But at the same time, even though this person is working hard, even if people are noticing it, it's like there's still a bit of misunderstanding or confusion around towards what and in what way. Like, yeah, we see you working, but how is all this work going to pay out in the end, right? There are people who are very confused about how this is going to play out for you or them. For a lot of you, this is about you. But in general, in regards to this person, it's like people don't really understand. Like if these people can see this person working and putting an effort, they're not really understanding how it's going to play out in the end. It's almost like they can't really put two and two together in their mind, you know, how this person is going to reach their goals, right? Because I see like confusion here with this Two of Pentacles, right? Where people are like, okay, well, you're doing this, right? They're like, you're doing this, so how is it going to affect this? They're like, it's like, they're like, how are, you know, they're like, how is this going to work with this? Like, it's like they're not really understanding what the magician is doing, right? And so it's like they're all up in this magician's Kool-Aid trying to understand, okay, like, so you made Kool-Aid. It's like they're like, you made Kool-Aid by taking this pack and you mixed it in with this, but how did you get it sweet? I don't understand. How did you do that? Like, they're all up on the table trying to figure out the secrets of the magician, because they don't understand, they don't get it. And it's like for some of them, they weren't present when the magician was mixing the Kool-Aid, right? They weren't around when the magician mixed the Kool-Aid. It's like they were there one minute, but then they walked away and came back and there was Kool-Aid made. For others, they saw the magician do what they did, but they just don't understand how that worked. They're like, what? They're like still in disbelief. They're like still confused. They're like, and for some of you, it's because like this, for some of y'all, this situation is like people are choosing to not understand, right? They're choosing to just not get it, right? Because it's outside of what they're taught to understand. So it's like they're already kind of like, yeah, I saw you do that. I saw you mix this with that, and now we got this, but I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand, you know? And it's just because for them, it's like, that's not what they're used to. They don't know. They don't understand how Kool-Aid is made. You know what I'm saying? And I had to use the Kool-Aid analogy because I want some Kool-Aid, y'all. Anyway, so definitely straight up, this is about somebody trying to change their life, trying to change their situation, and they're using the resources they have to do that, right? And so the elephant in the room is like, how is it going to work out? What are you doing? Or how is this going to work out, right? How are things going to change for you if you do this, right? But see, with the Death card here, that lets me know that changes are happening, right? The situation's changing, and people, it's like the changes are happening beneath the surface. And so over time, people are going to start seeing how these changes are going to manifest, and it's only going to confuse them even more. What I also feel like is whoever this magician is, they're not speaking very much, right? Or they're not giving away all of their secrets, right? And that's what's really fueling this confusion or this like wonder, like what's going on? Because they might be seeing you putting in the work, or they, like I said, they come back and work is done. But because you're not really saying anything either way, you're not really giving away all your business right away, people are just confused, right? There's confusion around what you're thinking, what you're planning. Y'all, this might be you because I'm switching to you. But yeah, like there's this confusion around what you're thinking, what you're planning, what's going on with you, how is this going to work for you? And it's because you're not talking. Now, this card says confusion is manufactured. This is by design. You don't want people to know shit. That's what I'm feeling. You don't want people to know anything. You don't want people to know what you're planning. You just want to do what you need to do so you can change your life. That's it. You're not trying to get people in the business. They don't need to know how you made your Kool-Aid because they're not drinking the Kool-Aid. It's yours, right? It's for you. Who cares if they know? But it's like, you didn't have Kool-Aid before, and so now they're like, how you got Kool-Aid now? You didn't have Kool-Aid before. I'm like, and it's like, that's not your business. Because this is not your table. This is not your dinner. This is not your meal, right? You're preparing your own meal. And that's what has people like really like, that's the elephant in the room. Like, you are cooking your own meal. And people are like, what? How are you cooking your own meal when you don't even have shit? I thought you didn't have shit. I thought you lost everything. How you in here cooking, right? I think another thing is people don't understand your resources, right? People don't understand the resources that you pull from. And so that's another thing, that's another elephant in the room, or that's part of the elephant in the room. Like, how do you have stuff? How do you have shit to pull from? How are you inspired? How are you resourceful? Because I thought you didn't have anything. You know what I'm saying? Then we have truth, just like pain demands to be heard. And so it's like these people are like demanding. It's like people, I feel like this is about people persisting, or I mean insisting, right? People are insisting, being nosy. They gotta know your truth. Hold on, this is gonna be kind of a long reading. But yeah, it's like these people, they gotta know your truth. They gotta know what's going on, right? Truth, just like pain, demands to be heard. And so it's like people feel like, so maybe before, like when you lost, right, when you went through this loss, you know what I'm saying? When you went through this loss, it was very visible, it was very vocal, right? These people, they knew about your loss, right? They knew about your losses, right? That pain. But it's like now, you're not, whatever you're going through now isn't as vocal. It isn't as available for them to bear witness to. And so they're like, hold up, how are you going to go through this, but we don't know about this? You know what I'm saying? And I mean, that might not be like in the 3D, they're like demanding whatever from you, but it's like an energetic demanding, right? That people are nosy, like they're nosy because it's like, hold up, I thought you were suffering. You told us about all your suffering, or we were there when you were suffering, or however way they had access to your losses, your suffering. But now that you are working on this thing, they're like, hold on, what are you doing now? Wait, what are you doing? It's like they feel like, it's like they're nosy because before they knew stuff and now they don't, right? It's like, and then it's like, I feel like changes have occurred or have manifested in a way for them to see that contradict what you were going through before. So now they're like, hold up, what are you doing back there? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of a sudden you're not in as much pain anymore. All of a sudden you're not as hurt anymore. All of a sudden you go in your room and you close the door and you working on shit. They don't know what you're working on, and now they're like, hold up, what were you doing in there? You come out and you look different. What were you doing in there? You know what I'm saying? And so that's what this is. It's like people like, hold up, I missed something. Truth, just like pain demands me here. They need to know the truth. What were you doing? They missed something. They missed part of the truth, right? But see, like I said, manufactured. This is by design. You don't want them to know. Maybe you learned something from having people in your business, right? Maybe you learned something from having people be so privy to what was going on in your life, and now you're like, you know what? Whatever I'm going through now, I don't want certain people to know. Maybe you're like straight up, I don't want nobody to know. But it's like, I feel like you're really just protecting what you're building, right? You're protecting what you're building, and you're trying to get to a place where it's like you're trying to get to a place where what you've built is not so easily destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why you're like being more selective about who knows what, right? What's revealed when, okay? Then we have travel light, which is right underneath the death card. And so I feel like this is about you letting things go, or not holding on to things so tightly, right? Being willing to travel light, being willing to, like, I don't know, it's like I feel a detached energy here. Especially like under the death card, right? It's like anything that can't stick, you let it fall away. That's what I feel. Because this death, he's on a horse, so he's moving, right? And so that's why I feel like it's like, if it's not sticking, right? If it's not sticking on you like Velcro, you let that fall away, because you're moving to the next. You're moving through a transitional phase. You're moving through a portal. You're moving on to the next level. So it's like, if it's not sticking like Velcro, it's not meant to come with me, right? You're not holding on to bullshit. You're not holding on to connections just for the sake of it. I feel like there's like this detached energy, right? Very analytical, very like mercurial. I'm getting with the Magician card. It's very like air, even though death is like Scorpio, and then we have this Two of Pentacles. I'm getting a lot more like air energy coming through, but like not necessarily like, like the zodiac signs, more like just like very analytical, very like maybe even cynical. For some, I'm getting like a dark, cynical, almost nihilistic for some of you, like, but it's like it's coming from a place of like, I need to focus on me, I need to do what I need to do, and I need to not have all these people in my business. It's very strategic, right? Like, you are playing chess. You know what I'm saying? You're playing chess. You are not revealing your hand, you're not revealing your secrets, you're not going to let yourself be exposed, because like I said before, whatever you're building now, you're trying to create something that cannot be easily destroyed. You know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, you do have to release some things. The magician only needs 4 elements. He don't need 25. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like you're being resourceful with what you have. Like, people are like looking at like you don't have anything, but it's like you're like, look, I don't have to have a lot to create a lot. I don't have to have a lot to be productive. I don't have to have a lot to be magical. You know what I'm saying? And so people are talking about that, how like it looks like you have so little, but then you walk out and you have shit you didn't have before, or you look different, you look like more, but it's like it's confusing because you didn't have more before. Where is this more coming from? Okay, I want to try and decide, like, I want to look at these images, and then I'm going to read the Pear Tree Oracle, or like tell you about the Pear Tree Oracle, and then we'll read the back of these decks, or the cards. Sorry guys, but I just want to look at these images because you see how they're like almost the same. You have this woman sitting, there's like this glow around her head, and even like the hands, the 2 hands, it's like, to me this is about manifesting. I'm also getting transmuting, right? And so it's like people aren't understanding how you're bringing stuff in, is what I'm getting. Because I do get Empress vibes from these cards, of just this passive manifesting type of energy where you are attracting what you need. You are attracting this abundance. You are attracting, you know, the fruit of your labor, or the fruit of your whatever, right? You are attracting this abundance. And from the outside, it looks like really effortless, is what I feel. From the outside, it looks like you are not doing anything. And so people, I feel like there's like a really pressed energy of like, how the hell are you walking out of this room with more when the room was empty? You walked in empty-handed and the room looked empty to me, and you walk out and you have so much. You walk out and you created so much. How are you doing this? People don't get it. It's like, and you seem so peaceful, at peace. Like, I feel like this is an energy where I'm feeling like you're not talking a lot. You're not being super dramatic. There's no conflict, nothing. There's no gossiping. There's like, it's like you just look at peace. You look happy with what you have. And that's confusing too, because it's like, how can you have so little, right? Perceived. How can you have so little but be so at peace? But then also, like, you're at peace not doing anything, and then you get more. How the hell does that work? It's like somebody's really confused and pressed. Like, how the hell is this working for you to just do seemingly nothing? How is it working for you to not do the most? Only do what you need to do, magician. Only do what you have in front of you, right? You don't need to do the most. You got what you need. You don't need to have, like I said, you don't need 25 tools. You have 4 in your brain, right? Which is 5, right? You have your brain, your imagination, your will. And so for you, the 4 elements are enough. You don't need to have a bunch of other shit. Because you can use, it's like you know how to be resourceful. You know how to use what you have, and you know how to make it do more. You know how to make it do more than what people think it can do. right? Your imagination is not limited. And so this Two of Pentacles, it's like people are confused trying to figure out how 2 + 2 = 4. They don't know how that happened, okay? So I do feel like with entrapment and apathy, there's like an energy here where people aren't understanding, because it's like, okay, the elephant in the room for a lot of you is your financial situation, right? It looks like you're trapped, or you are trapped in a situation, or people perceive that you are kind of stuck, right? You're stuck in a situation that is not what you want, right? You don't like the situation. There's restrictions to your movement, right? So you can't do a lot, right? You can really only do what you can do. And the same with this boat here in apathy, right? Where there's half this boat is burning, and then the other half, you have this person just sitting on the other half that's not burning. And you see, like I said, in this situation, you really can't do much, right? Your movement is restricted, right? The movement of your vehicle, the boat, is restricted because it's on fire. And then the movement of you as the person is also restricted because you can only sit in one corner of this boat. And with this apathy card, I feel like people, it almost looks like you are, it's like people are seeing on the outside like you're okay with where you are. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it looks like you're okay with where you are. Like, it looks like you're not doing anything about it, right? I feel like for a lot of you, like I said, you're working behind the scenes. But on the outside, there's a lot the people who are pressed, right, about this big ass elephant, they don't see the work you're putting in. So to them, it looks like you haven't put in any work. You get what I'm saying? It looks like you haven't put in any work. You seem apathetic. You seem, maybe for some of you, bored, not interested. You're just chilling. Right? And so they're like, how are you chilling when there's not a whole lot you can do? How are you chilling when you're so uncomfortable? How are you chilling when you're in this situation you don't want to be in? Right? How do you seem so chill, man? How do you seem so chill in this uncomfortable, restricting situation? And it's because they don't really know how resourceful you are. They don't know. You see how this person is putting their hand in this water? They don't get that. To them, that looks like you're just swirling circles around in the water. You're just making ripples in the water while your boat burns. But to you, they don't know what these ripples do. They don't know the waves you're making. They don't understand your resourcefulness. Because what I see somebody touching an element. See, this water can put out the fire. It's like, yeah, your boat's burning, but you got water underneath you. And so it's like they don't see how you transmute. They don't see how you create. They don't understand your resourcefulness. And honestly, it's because a lot of people in general don't always understand the resources available to them. Right? And that comes down to perception. See, you know you can jump in this body of water at any time. You also know if you need to on that fire, you can at any time. You are analyzing your situation. They don't get it. Even for some, if you're not analyzing, you are preparing, you're waiting, you're patient. You'll know when it's time to do what you need to do, but people, they don't understand. From the outside, they just see somebody chilling, doing nothing. Okay? They don't get what you got planned. They don't understand what you have planned. Okay? The elephant in the room, they want to know, what are you planning? What are you doing? Right? The first thing that popped in my head when these cards came out is, what are you doing? People just want to know, what are you doing? Because you look great. You seem chill, but your situation is not comfortable. So what are you doing? How do you seem so chill and cool when your situation isn't comfortable? What are you doing behind the scenes? What are you creating? Like, they need to know your secrets. Let's get into this. So this card, what's the back? Daughter of the Phoenix. I'm going to read this to you. When the soul is ready to spread its wings, it goes through a deep cleansing. a preparation for the new. Like the phoenix that is baptized through celestial fire to be born anew. You are going through such a phase of heavenly purification, preparation, and initiation. Gosh. Soon after, you will enjoy greater spiritual peace, divine power, and advancement on your divine path. Y'all, didn't I just say this? Look at this. You are burning. That boat is burning. But you're in no rush. You are in no rush because that's purification. Remember I said, when you're ready, you'll know when it's time to jump in that water. When you're ready, you'll know when it's time to douse that fire, if that's what you need to do. But it's like you're letting it burn because it needs to go. Hey, it needs to go. But other people don't understand that. They just see you in a situation that's up in flames. But they don't understand that you are purging. And you are allowing the purge to happen, right? Travel light. You are allowing anything that can't stick, you are letting it go away. You're letting it burn up in flames, right? Let the purge happen. Let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? And it's because you are, what did it say? You are going through a phase of heavenly purification, right? You're not worried. You might not necessarily be apathetic. You might appear to not care, but really you are just trusting that things are going to work out in the end, right? When your soul is ready to spread its wings, right? When you're ready, you will do what you need to do. Right now you're preparing, right? This magician is preparing. You're preparing your table for your feast, for your meal, right? You're getting your table ready. And you don't need that much because it's going to be just you eating. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is so deep. The elephant in the room is that people don't understand the transformation that you're going through. People don't understand that you are allowing loss so that you can gain what needs to be gained later on. People are like, you're so uncomfortable. You can't go anywhere. You're poor. You're broke. Right? You don't have a lot of money. You don't have a place to live. You don't have, all this other shit that they think you should have. So why are you so at peace? Why do you look so good? Why are you so happy? Why are you so, maybe not happy, but why do you seem to have so much faith, grace to just go through what you're going through? How are you just going to go in your room and close the door? You better be in there working. But then you walk out different and they're like, whoa, 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 what were you doing in there? What are you doing? Some of these people might think you're not working on what you should be working on, but they don't get it. They don't understand the assignment. They don't understand what it is that you need to be doing. They think they do, but they don't really know. They're trying to figure out, why are you working on that when I think you should be working on this, right? You should be putting this fire out. Why are you swirling circles in the water when you should be putting that fire out? But they don't know what you're doing. They don't understand what you're going through. Let's look at this one, right? Your enlightened heart. The wish of the Divine Mother is that you become free. Enlightenment is a culmination of many small steps, each one as a drop of water forming a divine ocean of peace, realization, love, and unity within. An ocean that washes away fear, separation, and scarcity, and bathes us in abundance and bliss. You carry the torch of enlightenment within your heart. Let it shine. Oh, awesome. So both of these cards are literally talking about water cleansing, right? And being set free. And then also, it does say a torch of enlightenment. So we have fire and water energy off the rip for both of these. You know what I'm saying? And see how here in this boat, there's these flames and then water underneath. This water is going to catch you. This water is going to purify you, right? And it's like, that's why you really just don't have any fear. Because you know that once all this stuff is burned away, once everything is purged, you will be cleansed and then reborn anew. You will be free. This stuff has to burn so that you can be free. But yeah, so anyway, I think I'm going to leave it there. This is the elephant in the room for you, group 1. People want to know, what the hell are you doing? They don't understand the effort you're putting in to change your life. But they also, it's like they're seeing the changes, but they're not understanding how the changes are happening, because they don't understand the work you're doing to make the changes happen. You get what I'm saying? Like, they don't understand how you think, how you're resourceful. And it really comes down to imagination and perception. Their perception, they don't see what you see, right? So they don't see the tools around them the way you see the tools around you. All right? So that's all I have for you today, group 3. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye! Hi, group 2. You have chosen the selenite block. The selenite block. Alright. We're going to get right into your reading. What is the elephant in the room? Okay. What's the elephant in the room, group 2? I'm going to shuffle your cards and catch you on the other side. Group 2. Okay, what is the elephant in the room? Now, this is very interesting because I'm getting something mysterious. I'm going to tell you all your cards and then I'm just going to get into the reading. But I am feeling there's something very mysterious brewing in the background for you. And it's either by your doing or other people's doing. But let's get into it. So, we have 10 of Cups, King of Swords, 3 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Devil. Okay? And then there's a 10 of Pentacles underneath that. Alright? For our message cards, we have Out of Character, Perfect Timing, and Desire. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Cry It Out. I'm not sure what's going on. For the Pear Tree Oracle, we have Dawn. And then we have Celebration at the bottom of the deck. Okay? Celebration. And then for this, the Kuan Yin Oracle, we have this card. Well, actually, we have this card first. Turquoise Lotus Mother. And then we have this card at the bottom of the deck. Mother of Mercy. Okay. For some of you, I want to outright say it because, but I hate that because, okay, for some of you, there is a surprise that somebody's planning for you. Okay? Somebody's planning a surprise for you. It could be a surprise party. Or some other type of surprise, okay? I feel like with the 10 of Cups, your family is involved in this. So either they are talking about you or they're planning something for you. For others of you, it's not that there's something... Okay, there's two storylines, right? One storyline, the elephant in the room is that something is being planned for you behind your back. Okay? For others of you, you could be planning something for somebody else or for yourself, and other people don't know about it, okay? So just take what resonates, because this is a very open reading. I have like no expectations. I'm going with what the cards are telling me. So straight up, there is this energy of with the Ten of Cups and then the out of character. There is an energy of putting on like a happy face. Like I feel like this is about like a group of people. So like your family, for example, or the people you live with, or even just like a group of friends that you see often. But it's like there's this energy of like when y'all are around these people, either they're putting on like super happy, you know, faces, or just like they're trying to act like everything's cool, like they weren't talking about anything or they weren't planning anything. Or when you're around them, you are acting like this, right? Like everything's great, everything's good, you know. But there's overall this energy of like when y'all get together, somebody or some people are acting out of character. They're not acting how they usually would act. And they're trying to like put on this facade of like harmony and peace and happiness and everything's great. But then the King of Swords here, and then perfect timing, right? Even though all that's happening, the truth is that somebody or some people are waiting for the perfect time to do something, right? I'm hearing scoping out. So somebody's keeping an eye out on the environment, or keeping an eye out on what you're doing, or you're keeping an eye out on what other people are doing. Planning, right? Planning the perfect time to do something, right? Planning the perfect time to make something happen, okay? Sorry, I just ate a Smartie. I had to stop. I thought I was going to be able to eat it and talk at the same time, but it is very tart. Anyway. With the Three of Pentacles here and desire, whatever is being planned behind the scenes, I don't think it's a bad thing, right? I think it's something that you want, right? This is something that is long awaited or desired for, right? Whether you're planning somebody for, whether you are planning something for someone else or something is being planned for you, it is something that the recipient will love, right? Like they're gonna love it. I also feel like with the Cry It Out card, like somebody is really like bursting to tell somebody about what's happening, okay? Like and that's why this is a big ass elephant, because it's a secret. Like somebody is really like wanting to spill the beans and tell the secret. Somebody's like impatient about it. But I also feel like whatever this is, whatever this news is, it's going to make the recipient like really happy. Like they might cry when they hear this news. Okay? Done. Whatever this is, let me tell you what I think it is. I feel like whatever this is going to be an announcement, right? So for some of you, maybe somebody's planning like a party, like a birthday party. But for others of you, I don't feel like it's a birthday type of thing. I think it's an announcement with this dawn here, right? So somebody might either announce that they're pregnant, right? Somebody might announce an engagement. Somebody could be getting engaged. Like somebody is waiting for the perfect time to pop the question, right? Get married. Or like, yeah, ask somebody to marry them. But I feel like some people, somebody's waiting to announce their engagement is what I'm getting. Because with the Three of Pentacles, I feel like I'm seeing like a bride and a groom at an altar, right? They're getting their marriage done, right? With the priest, like, I don't know, I feel like there's two people here and they're getting married. And so I feel like there's an announcement of a wedding, maybe a wedding date. Maybe somebody's going to announce that they're engaged. Others of you, somebody's waiting to announce that they're pregnant, right? So it's like you could be the recipient of the news, or you could be the one giving the news, right? That's what I'm feeling, like this elephant in the room. Somebody is engaged, or they're pregnant. They're about to have a baby. And I feel like their family is noticing that they're acting out of character, right? They're acting different around them. And I feel like there is an energy of wanting to wait with the King of Swords. Y'all, where did my Smarties go? I just had them. Here we go. Sorry, y'all. They're like waiting for the right time to let everybody know, right? Maybe you are trying to figure out some details, right? But I feel like there is going to be an engagement party. Maybe somebody's waiting to send out invitations for an engagement party. But it's like, y'all really want to tell. Ooh, and with this devil, yes. Because I'm like confused with the devil. With the devil, I feel like whoever's getting married, they both have agreed to like a vow of silence. Right? It's like they're both agreeing to keep this secret for the time being. So like, now I'm feeling like this is not about you. This could be about you. But I feel like it could be about somebody you know, like a sibling or a family member. And it's like them and their partner have been acting different lately. They've been acting different and strange. But it's because they're keeping this secret that they're engaged. Right? They're waiting for the right time. They're either keeping a secret that they're engaged, or they're keeping a secret that they're pregnant. And if they're waiting, or they're going to have a child, right? Because not everybody can get pregnant, but like they're keeping the secret about the expansion of their family from their family, and maybe their friends, until the right time. They're waiting for the right time to say something. And it is going to be worth celebrating. Like, whatever it is going to be worth celebrating, because the bottom of the deck is celebration. Like, this is not bad news. But it's like, with the Dawn here, whatever this news is, it's going to be indicative of a whole new beginning. A whole new start of something, right? So, a whole new start of, like, building a family, a new addition, right? Could be pregnant, or just engaged. Like, doesn't have to have a baby. But see here with the, turquoise lotus mother. First of all, both these cards are about motherhood, right? So for some of y'all, yes, there's a pregnancy that is being hidden, that there's a being waiting to tell, especially with cry it out. Because when I hear cry it out, I think of like a baby crying. I also think of like when people give birth and they kind of like shout it out, right? Like, ah, you know, as they're pushing, they're like, ah. So I'm hearing that, like, and both of these cards have mother. But you see here, like, this girl, she's holding this lotus behind her, this flower behind her back. And so it's like hiding this new beginning, hiding this birth of something, right? Doesn't have to be a literal birth, but like hiding this blooming, something's blooming, and trying to keep it a secret. Almost like protecting it. You know what I mean? I'm going to read this card to you, okay? An old pattern is finally ending. You are to be lifted from your struggle, freed from a weight of the past. You have learned all that you needed to learn, and now it is time for release, divine protection, and the happiness of a healed heart and peaceful soul. I love that. Yeah, so I mean, for some of you, there's definitely a baby. But I don't feel like that's for everybody. I feel like it could just be an engagement. Maybe living together. So, like somebody is waiting for the right time to say they're going to go live with their partner, right? Maybe they're living with their parents, right? They're living with their family right now. And they're waiting for the right time to tell their family that they're going to go live with their partner. Because even there's like, this woman is sitting on this structure, right? It looks like a well. Looks like some type of well or some type of, yeah. And then she's like holding this bottle, this cup. Okay. Let's read what it says. Mother of mercy. Dispensations of mercy come when we are without recourse, ending a cycle of manipulation, unkindness, or unconsciousness. This spiritual assistance is offered to you now from a place of loving respect, kindness, and great spiritual power. Blessings to Kuan Yin, Mother of Mercy, who watches over us with attentive love and cares for our spiritual progress. So you know what I do feel? I feel like for some of you, there's this nervousness of what your family will think, right? So maybe whoever is getting married, or whoever is going to live with their partner, or whoever is expecting like a new addition, like a baby, maybe they feel like they're not, this is somebody young, right? Maybe a young pregnancy or a young couple choosing to get married or live together, and there's this like waiting for the right time because they feel like maybe their family won't approve, or they feel like they're going to receive some harsh criticism. But I feel like it's nothing bad. Like, I don't feel like it's something bad, but they might feel like they might receive some type of judgment from maybe their parents, from maybe a mother, that they are doing this so soon, right? So this card is almost like asking for mercy, right? Asking this parental figure, or whoever it is, to look at them from a different perspective, right? Dispensations of mercy come when we are without recourse, ending a cycle of manipulation, unkindness, or unconsciousness. So maybe this is a tough relationship, right? A tough family relationship, maybe a little toxic, maybe, you know, there's some incompatibility, and it's kind of like saying, like, look, I don't know, I feel like this is like a truce. Like, let's put our swords down. Let's come to an agreement here. Let's have some mutual understanding here. You know what I'm saying? Like, in this moment, let's end the discourse right now, and let's embrace this new beginning, this growth that I'm having. Like, it's like I can almost feel like a young adult telling their mom, like, Mom, I'm growing. Please just support me as I move through into this new part of my life. I'm an adult now. Like, let me, you know, make this decision for myself. And I feel like there's this energy of like being worried that you're gonna get criticized harshly, because maybe all this person's life, their parents have been very critical of the things they did. And they're just afraid that somebody's going to feel like they're making the wrong move, or they're moving too fast, right? Just in general, they don't want to, they're worried about the criticisms that they're going to get for doing what they're doing, you know? But this is about releasing old cycles, right? Because this one is saying ending a cycle. This one says an old pattern is finally ending. You're being lifted from your struggle. So I do feel like there is an element for some of you of moving out. Like, somebody's trying to move out of their family home to live with a partner. Or in general, just moving into a cycle of independence and adulthood. A new partnership, right? One that isn't so judgmental. There's like about freedom from harsh criticism, from a weight of the past. A place of loving respect. Somebody wants a blessing. Somebody needs somebody's blessing, right? And they need to be released from the nest, right? They need to be released from this family to be like just more independent, make this decision for themselves, right? Even with the devil here, I do feel like maybe there's a family structure here that is very judgmental, or just very controlling. Like, coming from a controlling family, like, you got to do it this way, you need to do it that way. And so it's like whoever this person is, like, they still hold on to this fear of being criticized harshly. Even if the parents aren't, like, your parents don't even have to be mean for you to feel that way. They could just be very like judgmental, very critical. You could have done this better. You should have done that. You should go this way. And so there's this fear here of like encountering that same type of reaction. But I feel like if it's you or somebody else in your family, they're not gonna be met with this harshness like they think they are. They are gonna get this blessing, and they are gonna be released into adulthood, into making this decision for themselves. But yeah, like the elephant in the room really has a lot to do with like this person has been acting different around their family. And they're like wondering, like, why are you acting different? Why are you and your boo acting different? And that's because this person and their boo, and this could be you, they're waiting for the right time to let people know that they are either engaged, moving in together, pregnant. It's that type of energy, okay? So, anyway, that's all I have for today, Group 2. Group 1 was kind of long, but this one is not as long. I don't know. Maybe it is the same. Maybe it's the same longness. I don't know. Anyway, that's all I have for today, Group 2. If you enjoyed this reading, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment. And if you'd like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, Group 2. Hi, Group 3. You have chosen the magic dice. Alright? Now, of course, to me that means that you will have a question, right? You have a yes or no question. So, go ahead and think of your question. And I'm going to roll the dice for you, okay? Think of your question, Group 3. Never. Ooh, I wonder what your question was. If you care to share, drop your question in the comment section. Let me know, what did you ask? The answer is never, so hopefully that's a good answer. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the rest of your cards for the elephant in the room, and I will catch you on the other side. Alright, Group 3. Okay. So, the elephant in the room for Group 3. Y'all, I lost my wand. What's going on? Give me 1 second. I don't know where my wand went. Okay, here we go. Alright, so already this is resonating with what I was thinking earlier. So the elephant in the room has a lot to do with your hectic life, right? Or somebody's hectic life, right? Apply it as it applies to you, okay? But so far we have this Ten of Pentacles, and then right underneath it we have the Storm. Oh, that's right. I'm going to tell you all your cards, and then I get into what I feel, okay? So we have Ten of Pentacles, Seven of Swords, and Four of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have Ace of Pentacles, okay? Then for message cards, we have Storm, Grand Scheme, and time and place. Bottom of the deck, we have lemons. For the pear tree oracle, I have changes. And then we also have wait. And then for the new oracle deck, I got the Kuan Yin oracle. We have this image here. Sweeping Sister Willow. And then we have this card here. Shining Lotus. Okay, and I'll get into that later. So, like I said before, people, the elephant in the room has a lot to do with your very disorganized and hectic home life. If this is not you and this is somebody around you, then apply it to them. But for the sake of this reading, I am going to say it's about you. Okay? So, the Ten of Pentacles, you see how there's like all these pentacles and there's just, like this image has always just felt so cluttered to me. And in this reading, when it came out, it's like that's what I got, like this overwhelming energy of just like things scattered about. So there's like this disorganized, hectic energy present here. And it has a lot to do with your home life, right? Your stability. So it's like, it's not necessarily that you don't have what you need. You have what you need. It's just that there's a lot going on, right? There's a lot of parts, moving parts. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, disorganized. Remember, like I couldn't find my wand. It was right underneath me. It was round, but it's like kind of hard to get to things, or it's hard to focus because it's like there's just this chaos happening. And there's no surprise there's storm underneath here. And so you could be very stressed, right? Overwhelmed. I think I already said overwhelmed, but there's like this stress here, right? There's a need for calmness that is present. Did I start my timer? Yeah, I did. Yeah, there's like a need for calmness. There's like a need for organization. Things don't really, even with time and place, it's like something's not right now. Okay, something's not, it's like things are kind of just out of place is what I'm feeling like. There's things out of place and things need to be organized properly, right? We have the Seven of Swords here, and then we have Grand Scheme. And so I do feel like there's a couple things here. Overall, I feel like in general people are talking about how you, or the elephant in the room is that you need a break. Is that you need space. You might need time away is what I'm getting, right? That's the overall elephant. Like you might need some time away to get the weight off your shoulders, right? With this weight here, like you need some time away to not have so much to do or so much on your plate. With the Seven of Swords though, I feel like you could just not be talking as much right now. Yeah, like maybe like people are noticing that you're talking less about your home life, or you're talking less about your struggles that you're going through. And with the Grand Scheme underneath it, it's like you are focused on fixing the situation, right? So like, yeah, the elephant is that you are trying to fix your situation, but it's like it's overwhelming you, right? It's overwhelming you how much is going on. You might even, for some of you, look disheveled, and or you look stressed, or you look, tired even, or like maybe it's like in your eyes, you look a little worn down. And so there's like, people can tell like you're really focused on an end goal, and you're holding some swords to your chest right now, not speaking on some things. There's definitely like, you're working on some things behind the scenes with the Seven of Swords, or you're holding back discussing certain things going on in your life behind the scenes. But then when we have the Four of Wands and time and place, like I do feel like people are talking about like you need some joy, or you need some joy, right? Like some people are like, you need to plan a trip, or you need to go to a party, or you need to get out more, right? Some of you need to get out more. Time and place. You need time away from this place, right? You need time in a different place, okay? With lemons here, it's like things are just kind of sour at home, I feel like. Like, people are just noticing, like, it's really sour at home. It's not, things just aren't really, like, you don't seem happy with your home life right now. Okay, but lemons are also about making do with what you have. And so there's this, you know, there is a little bit of people noticing, like, that you are doing the best you can with what you have, even though it's stressing you out. So maybe some of you don't have space to be as organized, or maybe it doesn't have anything to do with the space. It just might have to do with, like, your priorities, right? You just might have a lot on your plate in general. And so it does require a different type of balancing act, and maybe you haven't necessarily got it down yet. And so people are just kind of noticing how you're kind of carrying a lot of this stuff because you don't know how to juggle it yet. You don't know how to quite juggle it yet, or you don't know how to juggle it quite yet. But it's like, yeah, people are noticing, like, things are a little sour for you right now. Because you just have a lot going on. You have a lot on your plate. You have a lot that you're trying to handle. But because you can't really quite juggle it, it just feels like things are, a lot of stuff could be up in the air with the storm card. So it's really hard to ground a lot of your priorities because there's a lot that's up in the air. There's a lot that's, like, in progress or, like, pending even. Because even here, right, in the changes card, you have these planets. I always see them as planets, right? But you see how they're aligned? Well, one, they're up in the air, but they're aligned. And so it's like these, there are things just pending for you that you really can't control because they are so far away. But it's like you're waiting for that right alignment, or you might not even be waiting, but, like, you're working on things, and it requires time for things to align in a way for your situation to change, you know, completely. And people are kind of noticing that it is kind of taking a toll on you, because even here, like, this figure looks not sad or disappointed, but just like weary or wore out, right? Like they seem weary, like they've just been through enough. But it's like you have to go through these changes. Like, for example, as far as alignment, think of this past eclipse, right? The past eclipse, like, that eclipse will have you, it had me tired. And so it's kind of like that. Like, you're kind of being wore out a bit because of the changes happening. But you really don't have a choice. You have to kind of, like, let things align so that you can get your shit together. And so you're making do with what you have until then. You're being positive, right? When you get lemons, you make lemonade. So it's like you're trying to keep a positive perspective. And so, like, people are noticing that. But at the same time, it's like they're also noticing, like, you maybe just be working a lot. You, like, putting in a lot of work. Or people are noticing, like, maybe you have some secrets, okay? People, like, are noticing, like, you might have some, like, you're not telling all your business, you're not telling everything, and it's because you have, like, some hectic stuff going on at home, but you're just, like, you're not telling stuff because you are working on a bigger, it's like you're looking at the bigger picture, you're working on a bigger, like, it's bigger than just getting what you want, right? I don't know, like, grand scheme, it's like you're working towards something larger than your struggles, right? If that makes sense. So it's like whatever you're working on, when it comes to fruition, it's going to completely outshine, override, step on, break the neck of whatever you're struggling with. And so it's like, to you, it's like you're just trying to keep a positive outlook, and you're trying not to also with the Seven of Swords, I heard speak negatively, like you're trying not to speak negatively about things. You're trying not to tell too much of your business. But I do see here there's a need for you to, like, or not a need, but people are recognizing that you may be overworking, or maybe overstressing and don't have enough time, or noticing that you don't really have enough time or a place to just have that joy for yourself. With the Ace of Pentacles here at the bottom of the deck, people are saying like you need more money, right? Elephant in the room is that you need more money. I'm also seeing for some of you, somebody wants to pay for a trip, or somebody wants to pay for something for you that could like alleviate your stress. You know what I'm saying? Like pay for a massage, pay for a little getaway or a vacation. Somebody is talking about how you need help with your burdens, right? You need help taking the weight off. Somebody wants to gift you something that would help you take the weight off, is what I'm feeling, okay? But with the changes here, like people are seeing, you know, the elephant in the room is that you need to make a lot of changes. And I'm not saying that that people aren't saying that you want to, but it's like this storm. It's like you're kind of like in the middle of the storm, and it's like there's so much going on around you that is out of alignment or that is chaotic, where yeah, there's so much around you that is chaotic. And so it's like the outcome or the reaction to that is that you need to make changes, right? The elephant in the room is that you need to make some changes. Maybe it's also the way you're doing things, right? Maybe you feel like you need to carry so much, or you need to do so much, or maybe you've taken on so much to reach a goal. And so like the elephant in the room is that maybe the way you're going about it isn't really as beneficial as you think it is, or it might be working against you. I'm seeing even with the Seven of Swords, right? Like whatever this is you're working towards, like, or how you're working towards it, it may be working against you. And so there's like this elephant in the room regarding like the changes you need to make in terms of your perspective or like your approach to achieving this goal. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Sorry, y'all. Give me 1 minute. But yeah, it's like, I feel like people are saying that you're not organized, right? Like maybe you've taken on too much. You just have too much on you. Like there's too much on your plate. Okay? Give me one moment. Y'all, so you see how I had to step away? I went to go check something on my computer. Why did I do that just now? I don't know. But it's like you're distracted, right? It's like you have so much on your plate that you seem kind of all over the place. You seem a little like, but people, it's like they recognize that you are doing the best with what you have. You know what I mean? Like people are recognizing, hold on. Yeah, people are recognizing that you're doing the best with what you have. You are trying to make something happen, but at the same time, it's like there's what is it called? It's like there's a saying, right? Method to the madness. Like it's like people aren't really understanding the method, or it seems like you don't really have a method. It seems like you're kind of just in the madness without really, like, you're not really, you don't have like a strategy, right? There's a grand scheme, but there's not a strategy, or the strategy you have is like working against you with the Seven of Swords. It's like you're almost stabbing yourself in the back here, okay? And for some of you, you could just straight up be telling your business, and that's working against you, I'm hearing. But it's like it's like, first of all, you need to rest, and you need to, so people are saying like you need to enjoy yourself more, or you need to make time to enjoy yourself, or you need to create a space to enjoy yourself. But they're also saying, like, in general, like, the way you're going about it is very disorganized, and that's why you seem wore out, because you need more structure. You need more of a plan, right? I want to get into these cards here, okay? So the first card we have is this image. I feel like in both of them, the hairstyle is pretty much the same. So I think that's a good confirmation, right? And also, like, both of them, she's showing her shoulders, okay? So, like, very disheveled, right? There's, like, a very disheveled energy, like, clothes slipping off, like not getting, like, have enough time to get ready in the morning. I'm getting some of you, you know, don't really have a whole lot of time in the morning to get dressed, or maybe you get up and you just kind of throw something on. There's like a disheveledness here. But you see also, like, in this one, it seems like there's wind blowing. To me, it looks like there's like wind blowing. She's like trying to play her instrument, but it's like the environment feels like it's moving a lot. But this one even more so. It's like there's all this mist around her. Her clothes are like fluttering off, and so it's like the wind is blowing, and so it's like you're trying to have peace in such a hectic space for both of these. Like this one looks like she's like maybe singing or dancing. This one she's trying to play music. And so maybe some of you are trying to create something like artistic, or it doesn't have to be that. Like, you're just trying to create harmony, or you're trying to just make your dreams come true in this hectic space. But it's like you're being met with a lot of like obstacles and difficulty. Okay, so this card, the back, it says Sweeping Sister Willow. Here is healing that brings with it forgiveness and the release of old pain. As Sweeping Sister Willow gracefully sweeps any sadness and pain from your heart and soul. Your time for greater inner freedom is dawning, and the cleansing of sadness and healing of forgiveness create the pathway to that greater freedom now. You deserve this freedom, and you are swiftly becoming ready to claim it. Swift. Swift. Okay, let's read this one. Shining Lotus. There are times when it makes sense to be discreet, until you find your inner strength so that you feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of challenge. At other times, we are ready to take risk and allow the inner lotus blossom of our true self to shine forth for all to behold. Okay. Let me get some water. Okay. So, what I see for both of these, like I said, you have a goal that you're working towards, right? Freedom, release, right? You are doing your best to get to that place you want to be. And I feel like there is a storm around you because I feel like you are, because I kept thinking about this word swift in here. You are swiftly becoming ready to claim it. It's like there's a frenzy I'm getting. Like, that's where the storm is. There's this frenzy. So it's like, you know, the thing about the elephant in the room is that it's partly what people think, what other people think, right? And it's part what's really happening. But it's like this disorganization I feel like people are witnessing. It probably doesn't bother you. And maybe it is your method, right? Like I said, there's a method to this madness. These people, they don't understand, or they might not get the method that you have. To them, it doesn't look like you have a method. It just looks like madness. But what I see here is you are, I think this storm is happening because it's like, you know how the storm, the wind, it picks things up. It picks up stuff, and next thing you know, these things are in the air like a tornado. And so that's what I'm getting here. It's like you are, because you're moving fast, right? Because you're moving fast, it's like all these things are getting picked up and they're spinning in the air, right? Remember I was saying like there's a bunch of stuff up in the air, right? And it's like you're trying to, like you're picking these things up. You're trying to pick it up. You're picking up the pace. And because of that, stuff becomes disorganized, or stuff just starts to flutter about and it looks disorganized, right? You have a lot of things pending, right? You've picked up a lot of things. And so to other people, they might be like looking at it like, maybe the elephant in the room is that people feel like because you've picked up so many things that it's going to work against you, right? People are saying you've picked up a lot. You have a lot on your plate, right? Because you're trying to quickly make things happen. So I feel like there are people saying that maybe you need a break, you need a rest. So maybe not necessarily that you need to, you know, slow down completely, but maybe take a break and rest, right? There's a time and place. Maybe you work a lot. Maybe you're overworking. Maybe people are worried about you burning out, right? There's a weight here. There's a lot of weight on you, okay? Because you picked up a lot of things. And so there's like this energy of like, people feeling like you need to rest. You need to make time to rest, right? So like, yeah, you can go fast, you can do whatever, but then still make time to rest, make time to play, make time to have fun, because right now you're kind of wearing yourself out. I feel like the elephant in the room, it has a lot to do with burnout, because it seems like maybe in your mind you don't care that things are a little disorganized and all over the place and up in the air. But I will say this, if your body is telling you that you need to rest, please rest. Y'all, I went through burnout. Okay? And it probably wasn't as bad as how other people have experienced it, but it definitely takes a while to recover from. And I'm telling you, when you hit that wall, it is not going to feel good. And so it's like, listen to your body, okay? Like, you can work all day, but give yourself time to rest, okay? The shining lotus, it said there are times when it makes sense to be discreet, right? So it's like there are times, like time and place, like know when to be quiet and secretive. Know when to push and go fast. Know when to slow down and cool off, right? Let's see what this says. It says, until you find your inner strength so that you can feel empowered enough to share your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs without wavering, even in the face of a challenge. So it's like people are saying like, or the elephant in the room is that you're being quiet, or you're holding things close to your chest, or you're not really letting people in on your method and what's going on, right? You might not even, it might also be like you're not really opening up about maybe how stressed you do feel, right? People can see you're overworked, but you're not saying anything. But it's like they know you're not saying anything because you're waiting for things to work out enough to feel more secure, right? You want to feel more secure when you say what you need to say, okay? Or when you open up about what you're going through, okay? But I do think this has a lot to do with like, organization. I think that's really what this comes down to, is organization. For group 3, you have a lot going on, group 3. Like, I don't even know what else to say, but I do see that somebody does want to help you find a time and a place to relax. If it's money, somebody wants to give you some money to relax, whether that means going on a little trip, going out to dinner, just taking you out to get drinks, paying for a massage. There's somebody here who wants to help you take that weight off your shoulders because they really see you pushing and pushing and trying your best. But it's like at a certain point, the disorganization and constantly having a bunch of stuff up in the air, at a certain point it is going to wear you out. I know me personally, I had to limit the amount of things I have pending at a time, right? Like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Especially if you're like ADHD, it's easy to have a bunch of stuff pending at one time. And I had to really get disciplined with myself and be honest with myself and say, you know what? I cannot have a bunch of open projects. I can't have a bunch of open tabs. I have to narrow it down, and I need to only have a certain amount of pending things at a time. And I can just put everything else on a list or, you know, on the back burner, and just I'll get to it when a spot opens. You know what I'm saying? And so maybe you can think of it that way. I know the exact situation is going to be different for everybody, but I do feel like it's like you've just picked up a bunch of stuff at one time, and now you have a bunch of stuff in the air, and it's very disorganized, and it kind of has you like ripping and running, and you're at risk of burning yourself out. So yeah, I hope that resonated. I hope you got out of this reading what you need to get. If so, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to leave a comment, and if you'd like to be notified whenever I post new videos, then subscribe and ring that notification bell. Bye, Group 3.